As crazy as it sounds, one of the hardest things to do is to learn to love yourself. Um, how many people can honestly say that they love who they are? In order to be able to do that, you have to take a fearless look at yourself, take a look at inside of you, and not be afraid of what you might find or what you're going to see. It's acceptance. It's being able to accept that you are who you are. Be perfectly fine with what you find and who you are on the inside. You know, um, Loving yourself is also forgiving yourself for what you view are mistakes that you've made in your life. And I assure you that they aren't mistakes. They are experiences, and that were meant for you to learn from, uh, to challenge you to reach a higher understanding of your being and who you are. Um, to love yourself, um, think of it this way. If you love your children unconditionally, and inside of you there's a child that grew with you since you were young and might have stopped growing at some point. Visualize that child inside of yourself and embrace that child and love them like you would your own children. You love them and you want to give them all the love in the world that they deserve. You want to make sure every day they know how much they're loved. Uh, Embrace that child within yourself and love them the same way. You owe it to yourself. Um, there's you know, there's so many benefits to taking the time to look at yourself. And find out what it is that you struggle with within yourself that maybe you aren't so fond of that you don't care of. You don't care for. And ask yourself, like for instance, myself. I struggle with ego. That was one of the things I struggle with. So what's the opposite of ego? Humility. In order for me to be able to um, get out of ego, I had to really learn and understand what humility was. And um, same with fear. The opposite of fear is um, is I would say belief. Faith is the opposite of fear. You know, Confidence and acceptance. There's a lot of opposites. And if you take the time to take a look at what it is that you keep inside that keeps you from not feeling so good about yourself. Sometimes it's maybe just being in a bad relationship where somebody's put you down so much, or maybe growing up in an abusive home where people are telling you things that are negative, or you're useless, you'll never amount to anything. You're fat, you're ugly, you name it. There's all kinds of things that could have been said to you, whether they were in relationships or getting bullied in school or whatever it is, whatever it could be. You know, don't buy into that. Um, I'm speaking from my own experiences. You know, I grew up always feeling like I was an ugly duckling, made to feel ugly, and and I accepted that, and I struggled my whole life with confidence and loving myself because of it, because I believed it. You know, and the thing is, when you truly give to the world around you, and you give back, the things that you've learned from your experiences, you help better the quality of somebody else's life. And when you do that, and you take the time to do that, you start building yourself up. You start feeling better about yourself. You realize the impact that you can have on one person's life by sharing your own experiences. You know, so in order to really accept who you are, be comfortable with who you are, and learn to love who you are, start loving the things that you do. Start loving the things that you're giving out to the world and the people around you. Um, Give that love freely. In order to truly be able to love, you really have to love yourself. How can you know what unconditional love is until you learn how to love yourself? Um, well, I guess you could. I, 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 you know, I have to kind of recant that because It's natural for a parent to love their child unconditionally, and you know, one of the greatest teachers in unconditional love is a puppy. A puppy will love you unconditionally, no matter what. You know, um, but take a look at yourself and accept who you are. You're your worst critic. You're going to judge yourself harder than anybody else. And believe me, your self-analysis is way incorrect if you less than love yourself. Um, Take the time to do that. You know, uh, be the best for yourself so that you can be the best for others, and um, want the best for your journey. You know, I'm always here and available to help anybody that's struggling, um, that needs help. You know, you can always message me. My Facebook page is David Schuyler, Schuyler, and I'm always willing to help anybody that needs it. You know, um, that's a part of my giving back, for all that have helped me and assisted me along on my journey. So, best of luck to you. Um, Keep your head up and love who you are. You really are worth loving, and you deserve it.